What is it that people with ADHD crave most without really even knowing it? Is it peace? Is it calm? Well, those are a result. What people with ADHD need is consistency. Consistency breeds calm and it breeds. So what is it that the person with ADHD craves more than anything? Is it calm? Is it peace? Well, those are important, but those two things only come after consistency. So parents, how can you help your child feel a sense of calm and peace? By consistency. And one of the things that is important to consistently do is help your child with ADHD know that you love them and that you trust them. Now, trust is a difficult thing to earn because the ADHD brain is constantly on the lookout, and if it identifies any inconsistencies, it will therefore make it a little bit harder to trust what is coming out of your mouth. Parents that are trying to do their best, and when they see something that isn't working out, well, they try something else, which in some cases seems like the right thing to do, but it's just that if you don't understand the situation fully, attempts at deploying different parenting tactics blip the inconsistency radar of the ADHD child, and the cycle continues until either understanding is achieved or, more likely, there's a blow up of some kind. This is heartbreaking. I mean, life is hard enough without having the blow ups, and these blow ups are really preventable in most cases. And the thing that just needs to be understood is it's not so much about the behavior, it's about the understanding. The behavior that gets all of the press is just a symptom of the misunderstanding, and most of that misunderstanding comes from inconsistency or people just being impatient or exasperated. As one with ADHD, let me tell you, we are trying really hard to accomplish the things that are being asked of us. I mean, we're asking a lot of ourselves at the same time. One of the reasons why we are really trying hard to take care of things that are being asked of us is we want to close that browser. We want to get that task completed. We want basically you to get off our backs. Take us a while to get around to getting things done. It might take a minute to, maybe things aren't done on the timeline that you want, but they're going to be done. And so what we need is the trust, the understanding, and the patience. We're going to make good on what it is that we are trying to accomplish. So parents, you may have noticed that when you were in the process of scolding your child for just literally trying to do their best and not knowing how to do it, just remember that when you are in the process of scolding them, their minds are actually not listening to what you are saying to them. They are trying to come up with an alternative solution. And then what happens is you see the faraway look in our eyes, and then you scold us for not listening to your scolding. We all got to back up a little bit here. We need some understanding. We're trying. Scolding doesn't work. All that does is deploy more defensive algorithms in the ADHD brain. Just know that in the process of telling us what we're doing wrong and during your verbal dressing down, know that what's going on in the back of our heads is either one of two things. One, if somebody's life view isn't totally jaded yet, they're still trying to program a solution. But if they've gotten to a point where they no longer feel like they're being listened to, like their opinion is being valid or validated, or their opinion is being understood, they're not listening. They're deploying a defiance algorithm, which just seems to frustrate parent even more. All of this can be avoided if we just understand each other. Now, the good news is if you're watching this, you're on the road to trying to get to a place of understanding. Whether you are the person with ADHD or a loved one of yours has it, these same principles apply. It really all just comes down to understanding. Okay, so this all sounds nice. How do we make this work? First step is understanding. In order to understand, we need to be educated. We need to be patient, and we need to let go of some of the beliefs that we may believe are true that are in fact not. So we have to have an open mind. The second step after understanding is trust. If you trust your ADHD child, or even if you have ADHD yourself, when you trust yourself, you're going to find incredible results. You're going to get things done without the fear and anxiety of disappointing either somebody else or yourself. Third step, and one that I think is often overlooked and is just really important, is appreciation and gratitude. When you appreciate and are grateful for the type of mind that you have, you can get to a place of acceptance. You can get to a place of understanding. You can get to a place of trust. So both parent and with ADHD, if we can understand, if we can trust, and if we can accept and be grateful for the type of brains that we have, we can generate an algorithm that tells our bodies that home is safe. As a person with ADHD, nobody else can do this for you. You have to do it for yourself. That is not meant to apply undue pressure. That is meant to educate and help teach. So I spent a number of years knowing that things were different and just, man, if somebody could just help fix this for me, that would be great. Well, what I've learned over the years is nobody is coming to save you. You need to do it yourself. You need to know your power. You need to learn the nature of yourself, and you got to come to acceptance and gratitude and trust. And once you do that, amazing things can happen. Once you are safe and secure within your own mind, you are then able to ask that in a way that makes sense and can be understood by others. So I would encourage you, create a sense of safety by consistently applying these principles to yourself. Understand yourself. That helps you have compassion for why you do things and how you do things. And that brings understanding. And once you have that understanding, you learn to trust yourself. You start doing things the same way. You're consistent. And once you have that trust in place, you can actually start reaping the benefits of having this kind of incredible creative brain. And once you start reaping those benefits, all of a sudden you're grateful for the type of brain that you have. And you know what? Your family is too. It's kind of cool to have somebody that operates a little bit differently. Rather than have that being a liability, let's turn that into something